Get ready to hear the truth about America. A news show that isn't allergic to the facts. The Bold Conservative. Now, here is your host, James Ledbetter.
About a year ago, city leaders identified some of the city's most violent neighborhoods.
What the hell? We should just take all this down.
To target.
Ooh, you can smell the rats.
Under Baltimore's Violence Reduction Initiative.
Ooh, Jesus.
Just last week, we went with Mayor Pugh as she toured an East Baltimore neighborhood.
Hello, 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 in bold conservative land out there. I'm James Ledbetter, your host. You just heard the former Baltimore mayor complaining about all of the rats in Baltimore. She literally said that they needed to tear down the dilapidated buildings, and you could actually smell the rats. Yet, according to the Democrats, Trump is a racist because he said it. Trump literally said that there's a rat infestation in Baltimore, Elijah Cummings' district. And immediately that turns racist. And according to Fox News, Baltimore officials and national Democratic office holders fired back at President Trump Saturday after his tweeted criticism of Representative Elijah Cummings, and who has represented parts of the city in Congress for more than 20 years. There is no greater champion for Baltimore and cities like Baltimore than Congressman Elijah Cummings. He has undoubtedly been and continues to be a hero across Baltimore and across our great country, Baltimore City Council President Brandon Scott said on Saturday. But that doesn't change anything. Just because Elijah Cummings has been doing it for 20 years, nothing has changed. Baltimore is still run down. The people of Baltimore are still begging for help. And Representative Elijah Cummings still refuses to help Baltimore fix the infestation problem. So what does the Democrats do? They take Trump's tweet where he's pointing out that Baltimore is run down and there's a really bad rat infestation problem. Let's look back centuries ago. The Black Plague, the bubonic plague, and all of that. What was that caused by? It was caused by rats, rat infestation. So a lot of these big cities have these infestations, and the actual people of the cities are asking for help. They're begging for help. So Trump points it out that there is an infestation problem. And immediately, the Democrats go toward Trump is a racist. As a matter of fact, CNN, I don't even know his name. What's his name? Victor Blackwell of CNN actually came on the scene right after Trump tweeted his tweet about Baltimore and started crying. And it wasn't anything, he didn't get called the N-word. He didn't get called any specific name that would make a grown man cry. Yet he decided that, and CNN decided they were going to get a black man to come on and weep over the word infestation. Here's that clip.
President invoke infestation to criticize lawmakers before. You see a pattern here? Donald Trump has tweeted more than 43,000 times. He's insulted thousands of people, many different types of people. But when he tweets about infestation, it's about black and brown people. The president says about Congressman Cummings' district that no human would want to live there. You know who did, Mr. President? I did. People get up and go to work there. They care for their families there. They love their children who pledge allegiance to the flag, just like people who live in districts of congressmen who support you, sir. They are Americans.
What is wrong with the people today? They're crying over the truth. The truth hurts. Have you ever heard that saying, the truth hurts? In the Democrats' cases, it actually does. The truth hurts. And the truth is stranger than fiction. Yet you have all of these Democrats claiming that Trump is racist. Trump, oh, dirty racist, is what they call him. So you have Baltimore congressmen coming out and saying, and keep this in mind, Baltimore has not had a Republican in office in over since 1930. So it's been Democrat run since 1930. And it has fell into so much disarray. The murder capital of the world. Is this what Elijah Cummings is proud of? He's proud of his district being the murder capital of the world. He's proud of the infestation problem, the disease, and the citizens of Baltimore are just asking for help. So Trump brings it up. And immediately he's a racist. And we're all racist because we're defending him and his tweets. There was nothing racist about his tweet. But as you know, the Democrats, they're on this kick where everything Trump says, they consider racist. You know this just as well as I do, that if Donald Trump, he's elected next year in 2020, and he fixes all of these big cities like Baltimore, Chicago, he fixes these big cities, they would still call him a racist because they're still calling him a racist now. Low black unemployment. I mean, record lows, folks. Trump has promised and he has delivered. He has done more for the black community than any other president in history. And that's including Barack Obama. Barack Obama, when he was elected in 2008, made a promise that he was going to fix the black communities. And he'd done absolutely nothing. Yet the Democrats still hail him a hero. But you let President Trump say exactly what Bernie Sanders said. Bernie Sanders said that Baltimore, he said this not too long ago, that Baltimore, when you walk into Baltimore, it's like walking into a third world country. But nobody said anything. Nobody criticized him and nobody called him racist. And they're still not calling him racist. Oh, well, that's just Bernie. Okay, well, how many passes are y'all going to give Bernie Sanders and accuse him of doing the exact same thing, or accuse Trump of doing the exact same thing that Bernie and Obama and all of the others have done? They're just going to keep giving the Democrats a pass, and they're just going to keep calling Trump a racist. That's their new thing now. You know, before it was Russia, Russia, Russia. Now that Robert Mueller has testified and proven to be incompetent and knowing anything about anything. He didn't even know who Fusion GPS was. How can you not know that? We've only been talking about it for almost 3.5 years now. But yet, they need something to keep attacking Trump with. And they know they would look absolutely foolish if they kept saying Russia, Russia, Russia. Even after Robert Mueller's report come out saying that no American, not a single American, including President Trump, including President Trump's staff, had absolutely anything to do with the Russian interference in the elections. So now they're going to try to ease off of the Russia thing and go back to the racist thing. But when you ask these Democrats, these leftists, what has Trump done that's actually racist? They can't come up with a single thing, because you have to start the conversation with, okay, it's not racist that Trump points out that Baltimore has a rat infestation problem. That's not racist. It has never been racist, and it never will be racist. He's simply pointing out a fact. So, looking past that lie, what has Trump done or said that is racist or that makes him racist? And they can't come up with a single thing. Well, he just is. He just is. See, you have all of these leftists. They're following MSNBC's trend. And MSNBC commented on this not too long ago, not too long after Trump made the tweet. And this is what they had to say.
Time now, ever since he announced he was running for president, it's not actually clear that this was going to work, especially in...
This is just who Donald Trump is. He's just an old racist. And this is how he talks about people. This is what he thinks about people. This is not a grand strategy. He is not playing 4 or 5, 6-dimensional chess. He's just an old racist who uses social media.
But those Republican strategists are endorsing this strategy.
So, as you can see, MSNBC calls him an old racist. He's always been racist. He always will be racist. What about all of these times where Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all of the rappers from 1980 all the way up till he became president, all talked about him in their raps, all talking about they wanted to be rich like Trump. They wanted to have the money like Trump. But Trump gets elected into office, and immediately he becomes a racist. They can't pinpoint anything he said that's racist, including the Baltimore thing. They know that it's not racist to point that out, but it's only racist because Trump said it. You see how silly these people are getting? They're getting absolutely insane. And they're getting more and more insane with their outrage mobs and their calls to violence. Yet they call us violent. They call us racist. Yet the Democrats, every word that comes out of their mouth is about the color of someone's skin. Everything, from beginning to end. It doesn't matter what it is or what they're talking about. The first thing they notice is the color of someone's skin. That's alone is racist. And that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with in today's society. And if the Democrats get back control of the White House, if they keep control of the House, if they get control of the Senate, us as America is over. What you remember, the greats of America, they're trying to take away your freedom of speech. They're trying to take away your Second Amendment rights. They're easing all of this on us right now. But if they get into power, and all of us Republicans, all of us conservatives fail to get out and vote because we think Trump's going to automatically win, Trump's not going to win. We have to get out and vote. It's just like here in India right now. I'm in India right now. All of the Christians were voting for Modi to be replaced by this other guy. They all prayed and prayed, but the other guy didn't win. Why didn't the guy they wanted to win? Why didn't he win? Because most of the Christians didn't vote. Nobody in the house I'm in voted, and this is my wife's mother's house. So none of them voted, and they just expected miraculously that this other fellow was going to win. We can't do that, folks. We have to keep Trump in office at least 4 more years, because these Democrats, they're running on nothing more than free everything. That's going to raise your taxes. That's going to give people that don't want to work benefit for not working. In other words, you have candidates talking about, I think it's Andrew Yang, talking about giving people $1,000 a month for nothing, just for being alive. They get $1,000 a month. You realize most of these people, if they got $1,000 a month, they just quit their jobs. So eventually what you're going to have is you're going to have a bunch of people with their hands out. You're going to have a bunch of people expecting a handout, and eventually they're not going to be able to get it because nobody's paying taxes, nobody's working anymore. And that's what the Democrats are all about this election cycle. And they all claim Trump is racist. That's their card. That's the card they're going to play all the way through 2020. Trump is a racist. And if you support him, you're a racist too. And see, this is the thing. Most people are scared to be labeled a racist, especially when you're not a racist. But the Democrats, that's their weapon. That's their tool. That's how they're trying to get people to stop voting for Trump. And it's not going to work, because most thinking Americans know that Trump is doing a great job and that Trump is benefiting America more than any other president has. He's followed through with all of his promises. Here lately, recently, the Supreme Court allowed Trump to use Department of Defense funds to build the wall. That means large swaths of the wall is going up even before 2020. As we speak, the wall is being built, and there's nothing the Democrats can do about it. And that scares them, because they're trying to build a base of nothing but Latinos. They're trying to build a base and allow all of these illegal aliens to vote, because they know they're likely to vote for them, because they want the illegal aliens to think that they're on their side. Then you go to places like California, where most of the labor is illegal aliens, and then you have the young whites, the young blacks. They're all lazy in California because they all have these illegal aliens working for them. You know, if they would cut that off and make these younger generation get out and cut their own grass like we had to do when we were younger. I remember my dad had me out there every week cutting the grass, raking, cleaning up the yard. We didn't have people doing that for us, and we learned how to respect a dollar. We learned how to respect every dollar we earned. I even went out and cut all my neighbor's grass and had a little business going on because my dad made me go out and do that. But this generation these days, they just want to sit inside all the time and play with their iPads or their iPhones or play with their Xbox all day. What kind of generation are we raising? What kind of generation is this that we're raising? It's insane. And what are they teaching them in schools? They're teaching them that they're actually teaching in schools that Trump is a racist. They're trying to put it in the history books that Trump was a racist. That's insane. So they lie, they cheat, and they steal, and they could care less whether you know it or not. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Tune in tomorrow for another great show. Until tomorrow, you all have a wonderful, wonderful day.